Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Living Traditions Homestead. It is a beautiful early morning here in the Missouri Ozarks. We are just about to head out to do chores. We thought we'd bring you guys along today as we do kind of all of our morning routine here on the homestead, starting with our 2 bottle calves.
We've had some changes within our farm, our homestead, within the last, couple of weeks, and we are excited to share those changes with you. A couple videos ago, we talked with you about 2 calves that were abandoned by their mothers here on our homestead within our beef herd, and we had been trying so hard to graft them onto, well, one of them we tried to graft onto our milk cow, and the other one we were trying to get the mother to accept it, and we had a hard time doing that. So ultimately, Kevin and I decided that we wanted to keep both of those calves because they were heifers and we want to expand our herd. We wanted to keep those calves, and we decided to bottle feed them.
Correct. So for the last 2 weeks now, we've been bottle feeding every day. Right now, they are both getting a gallon of milk a day. We're feeding them each a half gallon in the morning and a half gallon in the evening, and that has been working out really, really well. We're pretty blessed that here on our homestead, we have a very good Jersey cow who we call Babe. And she is producing enough milk right now to not only take care of these 2 bottle calves and supply all of their needs, but she's still raising her own calf as well. So we milk her every morning. We separate her at night and milk her in the morning. She produces enough milk for the bottle calves, and then during the day, she can nurse her own calf out in the field.
The reason why this is so special and important is that these calves will really thrive and be healthier by consuming actual milk from a cow rather than purchased milk replacer.
Right. The milk replacer is okay, and you can raise calves on milk replacer. They're much more likely to get scours, which is like calf diarrhea, which can be fatal in small calves. And they also just don't grow quite as well on milk replacer.
And milk replacer is expensive.
And milk replacer is expensive.
Yeah.
Our Jersey cow gives us even better milk for free every single day. So I know the calves are waiting for us. I know you didn't come here to see us. You came here to see these cute calves. They are so amazing right now. They have learned how to drink from these bottles, no problem. In fact, you'll see in a second that we have transitioned now from holding the bottles to putting them in bottle holders. We're going to show you that as well, because I came up with kind of what I think is a unique system for holding those bottle holders in place. Maybe it'll help some of you guys if you need to bottle feed calves down the road, because raised calves they're about 2.5 weeks old. They are starting to get strong. And when you're holding a bottle and they start to headbutt the bottle, which is what they do to their mother, it's starting to be too hard to hold on to the bottle.
Yes, they're so strong.
So this system of putting them in these bottle holders has been working out really well. Let's head inside and get them ready to have their breakfast. Before we head in by the calves, I'll show you this bottle holder. So it's just a wire bottle holder. These cost about $5 at your feed store. And the bottle goes in like this. Then you tip it upside down, and that's what the calf can drink out of. And these just hang over a board. The problem is when the calves drink, because they're pretty aggressive when they drink, they push this thing all around. It can pop off the board. So I came up with a way that I'll show you inside to hold this in place, and it has worked out really well. But I wanted to show you this quick, because once we get in there, they want to eat. Good morning, girls. You ready for your bottle, Barbara? Go. Good job, Barbara.
Now you can see in this lean-to area, we have 2 separate areas for each of these calves. Originally, we had them together all the time, but we found that their sucking reflex was so strong that after they were done eating, they still wanted to suck a lot. And Barbara started sucking on Annie's ears, which can cause problems for Annie. It can damage her like eardrum. It can make her ear like really swell up. So we decided that overnight when we have them in here, we will separate them, and after they finish eating, we leave them in here for like 30 minutes so that their kind of sucking reflex can like calm down. And so that's what we decided. This has been doing really well for us. Another reason that it's helpful for us is that we can keep track of what their poop is looking like. That's really important for us to make sure that they have good, healthy looking poops, that they're not runny or anything. We can also introduce grain to them separately and know how much each of them is eating. And we can also make sure that they each have their own clean water. So overall, it's been good to have them separated at night and shortly after feeding. And it's just been going really well for us. Now, as you'll see in a minute, during the day, they're out in the barn lot together all day long. So they're really only in their pens overnight to keep them safe and during feeding times. Now, Annie is done. She's almost done. It's almost empty. And we stop it. We take it away right before it's empty so that they're not just sucking air into their bellies. See, she's so excited. She wants to just keep sucking and sucking. They've had plenty. Calves will just eat until they're too full. So she's done. Now it's time for them to have some time to rest their bellies, and then we'll move them outside so they can play outside today.
So before we can let Barbara and Annie out, the next thing we need to do is we need to milk Babe, our dairy cow, because they need her milk for tonight. Right now we're milking her once a day, and we're getting on average about 2 or 2.5 gallons of milk from her when we milk her. So that has been working out really, really well. She's been in here overnight with nobody drinking from her. So I know she's gonna have a good supply of milk. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna get all of our milking supplies ready, come back out, get her up on the milking stand. We'll bring you guys along for that. And then we need to go do all of the birds out in Wattlesville, and we'll have to check on the goose eggs while we're out there, because one of these days we're gonna start getting some baby geese hatching out of their eggs. Well, now that we're done with all the chores with Babe and with the 2 calves, we can finally move on to the birds. Now, in real life, when we're not filming a video, typically we do a lot of these things at the same time. While Sarah's milking, I'll come out and do the birds so that we get things done more efficiently. When we're filming, though, it takes both of us, so things get done a little bit later. But I wanted to point that out because whenever we do videos like this, people point out that it sure looks like the sun is high in the sky already by the time you're letting the birds out. And that is true on days when we have to film it, but it's not true on the days when we can just get our work done without a camera. So I'm gonna let the birds out. They're all excited. We're gonna get them out. The ducks are excited to come out, and then we're gonna go check on the geese and see if there's any goslings hatching yet, or if we have a little bit longer to wait. Morning, chickens. Good morning, ducks. Good morning, geese. Good morning. They act very mean and tough, but they've never actually come after us. They just want us to know that they could, I guess. There are 2 of them still in here sitting on eggs. Let's see if we can go in and see if there's any babies yet that we can see. I see eggs, but I don't see any babies. All right, we'll leave you alone. All right, I guess we're not ready for goslings just yet. Should be pretty soon, though. The last thing that we need to do this morning for chores is to go check on the cattle. Something really exciting happened this week, and that's that the grass was finally long enough that we could stop feeding hay. So we are officially done with hay season as far as the big herd of beef cattle go, which is really nice. Over the winter, we feed a big bale, an 800-pound round bale, about every other day. We do that all winter long. So when we get to the time of year where we no longer have to do that, it's kind of nice to have that one less thing to do every other day. So let's jump on the UTV. They're actually on a paddock, right now that's on the very back side of our property. We'll go back there. We should have 5 calves back there and 17 cows. Maybe we'll get back there and there'll be 6 or 7 calves. Who knows? We still have, I think, 5 or 6 mamas that we expect to have babies yet this year. So you never know. None of them looked like they were terribly close as of yesterday, but sometimes they surprise us. Let's go look for them.
I think all the calves are sleeping right here. Well, it looks like 1 cow is babysitting all the calves this morning. Looks like they're all, I can see 4 at least. There might be a 5th one over by its mom, but it's like babysitting duty.
Well, it looks like all of the calves are just content to be laying here in the sun. It's nice and warm. There's a breeze. I don't know if you get much better than that for a cow. After living outside all winter, I think I'd appreciate the sunshine too. Looks like everybody else is just down the way a little bit here, so let's jump back in the UTV, drive down there, see if we can find the 5th calf, and see if there's any others new ones this morning. Well, there's calf number 5. I counted all of the other cattle and everybody is here. I don't see any new calves. Not a big surprise. Like I said, nobody looked really close yesterday. Well, we are going to walk around. When we come out to check the cattle every day, what we do basically is we count everybody to make sure everybody's here. And then we also just try to look at everybody's udders, see if anybody looks like they're getting close to maybe having a calf. And then just make sure that everybody's acting fairly normal. Now that the cattle are on grass and off of hay, we've moved a mineral feeder back here for them. This time of year, when they first start to eat grass again, their bodies can get what's called grass tetany, which is from eating like lush green grass too quickly, and it actually pulls all the magnesium out of their system. So they need a high magnesium mineral this time of year to prevent that from happening, because that can actually be fatal if it happens. So we've got them on a high magnesium mineral supplement right now, and that will hopefully take care of any problems that may happen. You see it's in this big cement feeder, so they can't move it around, and they seem pretty happy with it. Well, it looks like everyone is doing well. The calves are having a good time in the morning sun, and the cows are enjoying being back to eating grass instead of hay all winter long.
You guys, we're so glad that you joined us today just to kind of see what's going on the homestead this morning. If you are enjoying videos like this, we sure would love for you to hit the subscribe button, give this a thumbs up, and share this video on your social media. We would love that.
And don't forget that you can follow along as Annie and Barbara grow up here on the homestead. They are going to be permanent residents here on the homestead. So you can watch them from being bottle calves for the next 5 years as they grow up to be productive cows here as part of the herd. It'll be exciting to see how they grow up.
Until next time, thank you so much for stopping by our homestead. Take care and God bless.
God bless.